another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, thinking of about the same mistake. Darling, where you going? It won't be as simple for you.
Right, we are live, we are live, we are live. Hey, guys, Old Man G here, back again. Christian Eriksen to United, deal done. It was actually confirmed by David Ornstein a few hours back. I'm just showing you the Fabrizio Romano tweet just because got a bit more detail. But yeah, United's second signing, obviously following Tyrell Malaysia, left back. Obviously, Christian Eriksen deciding between Brentford and Manchester United. Obviously, signing on the free. Just looking at Fabrizio Romano, United has set signing Eriksen. Here we go for Verbruggen in place, as first called by David Ornstein, which is true. Communications sent to both Man United and Brentford today morning. Contract until 2025, waiting for signature and medical. So that's effectively a 3-year deal, which we'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, it's confirmed. Here we go. Christian Eriksen to Manchester United. You know, I mean, I did say, obviously, in the previous video, amongst others, that if Manchester United were to get obviously Malaysia, Eriksen, Martinez, and De Jong, that would be a solid window. I don't think it'd be an excellent window because I think that United still need to get a forward, especially if Ronaldo goes, and a defensive midfielder would be very, very useful. But I think that it's a solid signing. It's not say the signing that I think that improves Manchester United to the point where, like, right, we're now going to be competing with the big, you know, the Cities, the Liverpools, etc. But I do think it gives us the squad depth. Maybe it gives Bruno Fernandes some competition. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how Eriksen fits in, because Eriksen, I guess he can play as a winger. He also plays in that number 10 position. But obviously Bruno plays there. You know, Van der Beek can play there as well. And you're just thinking, okay, well, where exactly does he fit? Where exactly does he fit? Make sure you like the vid, guys. Like the vid, it helps the algorithm, helps, and it goes a long way. Really, really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just going to go live just for a bit, maybe another 15, 20 minutes. By the way, guys, if you want to come on and have your say on the Christian Eriksen deal, the link is in the description. Click the StreamYard link. If you'd like to have your general say, we might be probably going live this evening, but general transfer talk as well. But yeah, if you want your say on this Christian Eriksen deal, please make sure that you click the link and have your say, and you will come on and we can have this conversation. Shout out to Luca in the chat, by the way. Good signing, says Luca. I think it's very experienced. The PO a good option, and you can rotate with Bruno. Exactly. This is what I think is important. I think that you have it's a depth signing. I think now, like I said, you know, it does bring into question where does Van der Beek play. You know, what is, you know, it's a good replacement for Pogba, obviously leaving the club. I appreciate that. I think that coming closer towards the season it'll be interesting to see what lineup we tend to go, because Ten Hag tends to play 4-3-3. Are you going to have, say, for example, McTominay, if we get De Jong as in that double pivot, and then you're going to play Van der Beek as number 10. You're going to play Eriksen. You're going to get Bruno. So it's interesting, but the main thing, it does give us depth. I do rate Christian Eriksen. I think that it was a shame that we didn't go for him because I think when Spurs were uploading him before he went to Inter Milan, that's probably why Spurs didn't look at him, because he didn't go with Conte. I think it was a shame that we didn't actually go for him there and then, to be quite honest. I think we should have gone from there and then 3 years ago, and you'd have seen more depth, added to our midfield. We didn't go for it, and that's fair enough. But it is what it is. Like I said, I just think that it's a signing that I think is important for midfield. I'll quickly go to David Ornstein tweet because David Ornstein broke it first. Obviously, there's news about Ronaldo and stuff, so I'm not going to get into that. Or we might get into that tonight about him leaving, etc. So, but the main thing on at least we want to talk about is the fact that Christian Eriksen was signed, and that's one we're live for. The main thing. Oops, sorry. Background news again. So David Ornstein exclusive. Chris Eriksen has verbally agreed to join Manchester United as a free agent. 30-year-old playmaker has communicated desire to play for Manchester United, plus accept for a deal. Could needs to be finished and medical conducted before move is complete. So and I can click on the Athletic article. We're not going to go into it. So, but yeah, I mean, he's 30 years old. I would have liked him. I would have loved if United have actually got him 3 years ago. Although obviously with the issue with his heart. And shout out to Eriksen and shout out to Brentford. I did say this before, at the end of the day, whatever you say, Christian Eriksen, almost died. The guy almost died. And to go from it's almost like people have completely forgotten about that. Like, this is a player that had a heart attack in a Euros, almost died, was successfully resuscitated. Obviously, he took some time out of the game. He did some training. Ironically, Ajax, I think, helped him, Ten Hag, just to get some fitness. Then obviously Simon Brentford, who obviously gave him a chance. And now he's back at Manchester United. So you have to, I think there is a mentality there, maybe a mentality that some of our players don't have, where you come from almost near death to basically come back to the professional level. I mean, that's a story in of itself. You've gone from near death to now, through hard work and determination, and just the love of the game, you want to end up playing for Manchester United. So shout out to Christian Eriksen. I think that's an amazing achievement by him. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, what can I say? I just think that for Manchester United, as far as Manchester United are concerned, they need depth in the squad. And when you consider the fact that ever since we let Fellaini go, I remember that year we let Fellaini go, we let Herrera go. It just disappeared. So Somali Flame, long time no see, buddy. I don't think I've seen you for ages. Buddy, man. Maybe it's the timing of when I stream. I don't know, but yeah, as a Chelsea fan, where have you been? But good to see you in the chat. Eriksen will improve United, and that's the thing. I do think Christian Eriksen will improve United. I do. For those who are watching, shout out to those who are watching on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. My Twitch is in the description in Red Devil Studio. Links there. Head over there and sub to a Twitch channel. And obviously follow me on Facebook. All the links in the description, guys. Really, really appreciate it. So at the end of the day, we lost Fellaini, Herrera. We didn't replace them. Obviously, we then signed Bruno. But now, on top of the fact that we lost Herrera and Fellaini, we also lost Pogba and Matic. So those are four midfielders. All those four midfielders at one point that I mentioned were in the Manchester United squad, including Scott McTominay and Fred. Now you have a situation where most of those players have gone, and we haven't actually replaced those midfielders. So Eriksen, Bruno, McTominay, Fred, and Van der Beek. That gives us 5 midfielders. Ideally a team needs 6 midfielders. To be honest, we need 6 midfielders to actually to compete. And personally, I don't particularly rate Fred or McTominay that highly. But at the end of the day, we still need 6 midfielders. And from my perspective, from my point of view anyway, the issue that I have, I think, with right now with, say, a Bruno or Eriksen or De Jong or Van der Beek midfielders, that you've got a lot of technically good players, and they're all technically good. And this is probably the reason why managers played McTominay and Fred together, is that you still need that physicality, you still need that tenacity. We don't have that, and that's why I was so annoyed that Manchester United didn't actually go up and end up getting. It didn't end up getting Basuma. I would have loved Wan-Bissaka at Manchester United, because the reality is that Manchester United, in my opinion, need a DM, and they need a DM that is technically good, but also has that physicality, that presence to really cause problems in midfield. We don't have that right now. And if my concern about United's midfield right now going forward is just the fact that this is a midfield that has technically gifted specialists, and it's good. However, it's a midfield that can be bossed, that can be dominated potentially by like I said, Basuma or the like. So we need to have the balance. Is what I'm saying. Shout out to everyone who's watching, by the way. Please like the vid, like the vid. It goes a long way. It helps the algorithm. Really want to get a lot of people watching, a lot of people involved. I haven't done a live stream in a while, actually. So, and I haven't broke this news in a while. So I am trying to do more live streams, give you guys more content as well. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. And obviously, if you want to come on, the link is in the description. If you want to get involved, the StreamYard link is in the description and in the chat. Sorry, click the StreamYard link if you'd like to come on and let me know. Smiling from X, yeah, we said that. So Jabba Joseph, big up, ideas. I hope you're good. I'm doing well, buddy. I'm doing really, really well. Hopefully, we might have a show tonight as well. We'll see. I'm smiling, big up, bro. Just been busy. Oh yeah, I mean it. Yeah, exactly. We've all been busy. You and me likewise. I've not been doing a lot of live streaming myself, to be quite honest. So, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say. I mean, Eriksen for me is, you know, Eriksen for me is definitely a versatile player. It's definitely a player that I would have liked for us to have signed 3 years ago when he was at Spurs, but it didn't happen, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It is what it is. At 30 years old, in that position, I think we can still probably get some good use out of him. I think a good solid 2 years, definitely. You know, he can certainly give us something. It's just that, like I said, I just think that we need to be careful that, you know, we need another midfielder. I don't know how De Jong is going to. I don't know how Ten Hag is going to set up next season. But I would be very concerned if the midfield next season is going to be McTominay and De Jong. Even Fred and De Jong, you know, maybe with Martinez in being a quick-paced, fast-paced, ball-playing centre-back, that might help things. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I just wish that if I'm honest, I just wish that Manchester United had prioritized a defensive midfield. I don't really understand why, especially now that we let Matic go. Matic being, whatever you say about Matic, and obviously his legs, he was slow, you know, he calmed things down. Like he was our best DM for an incredibly long time and really helped the team at times. I'm not saying he was brilliant and his legs had obviously gone, he needed to leave, but we need a Matic type of player, you know, and Eriksen's great addition, you know, so but he's not really that Matic type of player, like as of yet, really, you know. That's just my thoughts anyway. Let me see if I can just access the Athletic article. Actually, let's have a look, because I actually have an Athletic subscription, so I'm going to quickly go. Yeah, let's have a look at the Athletic article. This actually comes from David Ornstein. So for those who actually want the full depth, only on Red Devil Studio, guys. Let me stop square screening that, and I will show you guys the Athletic article, which David Ornstein is quoting from. So here we go. There we go. Right. Okay. So here's the Athletic article. Actually, so let's actually just quickly go through the article proper. Christian Eriksen verbally agrees to join Manchester United. From David Ornstein. Christian Eriksen has verbally agreed to Manchester United. The Athletic stands. Eriksen has communicated to United that he wants to play for Old Trafford club and is prepared to accept the proposal of a 3-year deal. The process of drafting coins is now started, and if that is financed, the 30-year playmaker would need to come through medical tests. Now, I actually want to stop here for a second. Now, I assume that'll be fine, because obviously he had medicals to Brentford. But I do kind of wonder a bit, like, you know, obviously with the heart situation and so on, whether that might potentially be an issue with his medicals. I imagine not, but I am just curious, you know, with the heart condition that he had, is this going to be an issue? I don't think it will, but maybe it's just something to just sort of think about potentially. It goes on. This is normal for all recruits, and no problems anticipate on that front. Exactly, but given Eriksen's history, it is a significant hurdle needs to be navigated. And this is what I'm saying here. You know, like I said, he obviously was playing a Brentford penalty scene, so I suspect that it will be fine. But you know, there is a small part in my mind that says, like, I don't know how the Manchester United medicals are significantly different to Brentford's other teams. You know, is this something, you know, could this be an issue, especially with the way that maybe Ten Hag wants to play? I don't know, but it's just something to just sort of keep at the back of the mind. Again, I don't anticipate there being an issue, but potentially there obviously might be an issue given his history. And of course, we definitely don't want to see something like that happening at Old Trafford, you know, again, or for him for that matter, you know. So I think that's key. A Denmark international collapse on the pitch due to an sudden cardiac arrest. Of course, he was fitted with an implantable cardio defibrillator. That's basically like a defibrillator, pacemaker, essentially. As a medic myself, you implant it, it goes in, and then anytime your heart is in a regular rhythm or so, it just kind of like it shocks it. Basically, that's what happens. He was fit. Okay, yep. Which meant he was unable to resume his career with then club Inter due to Serie A rules. So Serie A basically say, yeah, you can't play for us according to that, really. The Italian club agreed to terminate his deal before he joined Brentford. He joined the club for the second half of last season, exactly 11 times in the Premier League, scoring once. And he kept Brentford up, to be honest. He was a very, very good addition from Brentford. Eriksen previously represented Tottenham between 20 and 27 years. He played in the Premier League and scored thingy goals. Now, see like the answers. I do have a subscription, but I mean, I've got to go into that. It's just the athletic speculating. So I see the logic of the signing. You know, I do have maybe some small concerns that his health may impact that. I don't know, but who knows? But I think fundamentally, this is good for United. And at the end of the day, it's a free. It was a free. You know, it was a free signing. I don't think that you know that you know, I don't think he's going to be demanding. We'll see what his. I mean, what I would say is that I'm curious to see what his wages are. I am very, 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 very curious to see what Christian Eriksen's wages are going forward. And that is, you know, because obviously there was this whole, is he going to stay Brentford or not? And respect to Brentford, they were the ones that gave him a contract. Obviously, Ajax with Ten Hag, you know, did offer him for to be fit, but Brentford were the ones that really gave him the opportunity to play again. So, and obviously it's in London. So, you know, let's be real. If we're real as United, if we're truthful, you know, if Manchester United were in the position that they were back in the day, this is a no deal. This should have been announced, you know, 2 weeks ago. That's what should have happened easily 2 weeks ago, no problem. But the reality is that because of where Manchester United is, Eriksen had to decide between Brentford and here. I think he probably wanted to go to Spurs because obviously Spurs was giving CL football, but from my understanding, I don't think Christian Eriksen and Conte got on particularly well. So, you know, that's where Manchester United are. And I won't be surprised if Manchester United, because obviously Brentford can't afford the wages that Manchester United can afford. So I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day if, you know, if Manchester United board said, listen, we're going to pay you a certain amount of money, you know, we're getting on a free. Here you go. Have at it. It is what it is, you know, when they signed it. So I'm interested to see how much money we offered Christian Eriksen, because a 3-year deal, you know, I think is a bit. I don't like. I know I'm ranting you guys, and I want to be positive. I really do, because I do like Eriksen. I do respect Christian Eriksen. I do think that this is a very, very good signing, but I don't like when we give, like, Liverpool don't do this really unless it's earned. You know, Real Madrid don't do this, Bayern don't do this, etc. You know, giving 3-year deals to players over the age of 30, I just don't think it's just a good idea. Unless they've like earned it in some capacity, what they've given to the club, I just don't think it's a good idea, you know, because okay, maybe might get one, maybe at best 2 seasons, but the likelihood of getting 3 really good solid seasons out of a 30-plus-year-old, you know, is a bit sketchy. So, but you know, we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. But at the end of the day, I'll say, and I'll run up with this. I'm really I'm content with this signing, as long as this signing is one of many. I still think Manchester United. I mean, in my ideal world, Manchester United. Yeah. Jumper said facts. I want you. It's exactly. I would have been happy with a 2-year deal. I think a 3-year deal with definitely the amount of money I think is a bit too much. I think personally, especially because like his position, you know, we have Bruno, we have Van der Beek, you know, that all can potentially play in that position, the Eriksen position. I know Eriksen can possibly play off the wing, but his best position is as a number 10. What I would say is Eriksen is very good at set pieces, you know, so that's obviously a good shout. So, but yeah, I'm just a bit like 3 years, you know, can we sort of stop being that club where, you know, we give 30 plus players 3-year deals and obstruct other players? Because if you think about it, think of also the young players. You know, we've already got Van der Beek, now Eriksen, Bruno not playing that position. What about Hannibal? Can Hannibal now again? What about Garnacho potentially? You know, you're obstructing those young players from really, progressing. So again, happy with the signing, but you know, 3 years. I just think it's a bit too much in my personal opinion. 2 years I think would have been fine, on maybe at say over 100K wages. Fine, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, like United's midfield position, I think we needed a defensive midfielder, more so, and possibly another central midfielder, possibly. But the holding midfield, I think, is very, very, very important. That's my personal opinion. I just don't think that we, if we're going to sign Eriksen, I could still see us, you know, signing at least 2. If you said that we sold, let's say, McTominay or possibly Fred, I don't know, one of them, and we signed De Jong, and then we signed a proper defensive midfielder like Bissouma, but obviously he's gone, but someone like that, then that's midfield sorted. No issues whatsoever. But I don't think that's going to be our case. And I'm just really concerned going into the season that somehow, some way, there's been some sort of conversation that McTominay is going to partner with, whether it's Frankie de Jong or whatever it is in that. I'm just curious to see how it's going to work. I am genuinely curious to see how it is actually going to work. Make sure you like the vid, guys. It really, really goes a long way. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Come on. I think we've got... How many likes do we have on this vid? Let me check. How many likes do we have on this vid? I think we have... Let me just double check. How many likes? Come on. 8 likes, guys. Come on, guys. 19 people watching, guys. Come on. Hit the like button. Like, it helps with the algorithm. It helps with the channel, please. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Like, just, you know, come on. It literally takes 2 seconds. If you can hit the like, I'd really, really appreciate it. Don't want to beg or anything like that, but you know, it helps help a brother out. Help a brother out is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So, he has to start with Bruno in the number 10 position for me, says Jabri. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, you could play Van der Beek there, you could play Eriksen there, you could play Bruno there. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, because for me, the big thing is with this signing is what's going to happen to Van der Beek. You know, what's going to happen to Van der Beek? Is Van der Beek going to be the is he going to be is he going to be a bench player? Is Ten Hag, because as far as I'm concerned, as soon as Ten Hag comes to United, Van der Beek is going to be part of the starting 11 regularly, him and De Jong. So in my mind, I don't think you can play Van der Beek and De Jong in a double pivot role. As far as I don't think you can do that. We're going to be exposed. But you can play Van der Beek in the number 10 position. So then, okay, well, who plays the more defensive position? Well, then again, it has to be McTominay. Maybe he might try Fred there. I mean, a Fred, De Jong, Van der Beek midfield might be interesting, or Bruno, who knows? But I don't know. I really don't know. But there's definitely going to be rotation. It'll be interesting to see what Ten Hag does. What will be the show for tonight, bro? I'll see if I can hop on. I haven't thought about it yet, but I think we might talk about Ronaldo. We might talk about Ronaldo leaving, Martinez. It might just be like a general transfer show, I think. We've got a few other different... So obviously, I don't want to go gun-ho on transfers. Only reason I'm covering transfers, because I've not been doing all the videos and stuff like that, even though they're quite popular, is just because a lot of it was just speculation. So now recently, I've actually got more concrete stuff. So I'm doing having more conversations about it. So we'll probably talk about who Manchester United are linked to, etc., etc., and maybe a few other things. And then this coming week, the Q&A will be Wednesday. We'll be doing a versus hopefully midweek as well, amongst other things. So yeah, I've got a few things planned. Make sure you stay tuned to that. It just goes a long way. Conte got Basuma still. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. He got him at a steal price. I rate him and don't get why our Premier League. I don't understand either. I'll be honest, I don't understand either. I have no idea why Manchester United, Liverpool, no other team. I have got no idea why no one went for Basuma, man. I don't get it. I really, really, really don't get it. 25 million is a steal. I don't see United saying a DM as Ten Hag likes to play a double pivot with 2 number 8s. So we're talking Van der Beek and De Jong then. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I can't. You know, Van der Beek and De Jong, De Jong and McTominay. I don't know. Welcome to the Premier League is all I would say. I'm a bit worried by that, because that is a midfield that, while technically good, you know, I can see the technical ability there, the pass, the move, etc. I can see that. It's still a midfield that I can see easily getting bullied. We're going to get exposed. You know, they'll get exposed. Exactly. It will get bullied. It'll get bullied. You know, I think that I thought that like a Matic, Pogba, and Bruno midfield was technically good, relatively speaking. Bruno, I'm doubting his technique, but you know, but against certain opposition, especially with the lower teams. I remember Basuma against Brighton just destroyed our midfield. Adama Traore at Wolves kept on just destroying, just bypassing. So, you know, being technically good is important, but it's very rare that you have a player that can combine being technically good and also have a sense of physicality. I know it's a stereotype, but at the end of the day, like I think that is actually quite important in the Premier League. You know, unless, like, for example, I know that Ten Hag wants to change Manchester United into Pep's team because Pep don't really have any physically players, but, you know, Fernandinho at times did a job, for example. You know, Kyle Walker has done a job. You know, like, these are players that I think that were key at times to City because of how they were physically. You know, we need to have that Manchester United. Otherwise, we're going to be bullied. We're going to be taken run unless, like, we outmaneuver certain players and hold on to the ball really well and suck the life out of the game. If we don't do that, we're going to be in trouble. I think things in for Ruben, he thinks he can play. Yeah, exactly. If he, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind him trying Fred and De Jong, you know, because at least Fred, you know, and I say this in a loose sense, Fred defensively is somewhat better than McTominay, only because he's quicker, he's more tenacious, he puts more tackles in, he gets back, like he does them more. McTominay just jogs back. McTominay's not a defensive holding midfielder at all. He's actually number 8, to be honest. From what I've seen of McTominay's best position is actually number 8, when he can drive the ball forward and take a shot in. He's actually been really good in that position. So to be quite frank, United basically have 4 number 8s. McTominay, Van der Beek, Eriksen, and Bruno, effectively. Fred, I wouldn't really say is a number 8 per se. He's a central midfielder. Sorry. But he's not a DM, you know? This ain't, potentially good. McTominay is a centre-back. He can't even get in the midfield for Scotland. I mean, I wouldn't mind him at centre-back. But for me, from what I've seen him at Manchester United, McTominay, for me, he's better in number 8 position, driving for going forward and taking shots on. He's actually, in fairness to McTominay, he's got a good right foot. You know, like the amount of long range shots that he took, you know, scoring a few goals from that position was great. You know, so I just think that the problem with Manchester United, I'll round up with this, you know. So, and thanks for those who are watching, guys. Remember, please, for those watching, please like the vid. It goes a long way. It makes a huge difference. So I really, really appreciate it. I just think that the problem with United squad is the lack of balance. That's always been the problem. It's a lack of balance. It needs to be balanced. You know, that's the problem. We're not a balanced team. And we saw that already last couple of seasons, you know, with having too many forwards, having too many defenders, etc., etc. Here, it's like, okay, right, we know that we need midfielders. It's great. We've got the good depth, but okay, Eriksen, Scott McTominay, Bruno, Van der Beek, all of them play good number 8. Fine, that's great. But how many of them have the defensive capabilities to protect the back four? How many are physical, etc., etc.? That balance, I think, in the United side is very, very important. We need to get. No, we don't need to just build a squad. We need to get a balanced squad as well, and that's, I think, for me, one of the concerning things that Manchester United is going forward. Fingers crossed, this is not the end, but let's see what happens. Right, but guys, man, thanks everyone for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Join us tonight. We'll be talking more Manchester United transfer news, especially regarding Lisandro Martinez, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo and the issues surrounding that. But yeah, guys, hope you're doing well. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.